Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Survival Vacancy. So we had a little bit of a food scare last episode. We probably still do have a little bit of a food scare going on. How's food going with this? Okay, those are still kind of decent. Let's put all that food in there. Oh, I need to look at the food on these guys over here. They're probably starving. Yes, they are. That is not good. All right, we're gonna have to work on food for these guys as well. But, key thing, we got 100 blueprint points unlocked. Let's unlock it. There we go. So now we got level 2 dig drill power, unlocked advanced excavator, unlocked advanced builder. So now we need to build an advanced builder and 2 advanced excavators. So now we should be able to dig this up. What do we get? Silica. And lithium. Nice. Ooh, is that gonna be for batteries? That's pretty nice. Now we can mine that out, clear that out. Before we do anything, let's get more food over here. All right, that should be good for a bit. So now we need an advanced builder. How do we do that? Is that in this menu? Advanced builder. Lab. I'm just making sure there's nothing else. Advanced builder. Alrighty. So we need to pop in a build. Wow. We need a builder to make a builder. Oh no, we can make a builder here. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, we're out of coils. And coils, conductors. I'm just gonna call them coils. I don't know why they're called conductors. Because if you'd think it'd be called conductors if it actually was used for power transfer, but it's not. So I'm just gonna call it like copper cable or coils, something like that. All right, let's put this food over on this left. All right. The shelter itself has calories built up, which tells me the colonists inside aren't starving yet. So we should be good there. All right. Builder, 2 circuits and 2 motors? Transmissions. All right, what's next in the research tree? That's what we should look at. So we need a ton of C100 still, and then we need C2s after that. Chemical lab, advanced component builder. Unlock large shelter. Unlock relocation, which we can't do. I don't even know if we can do this because this is coming soon and everything under it. But then this says coming soon, but it's just to the right of this. So I'm thinking it's a little different. Ooh, waste management. So that's how we get rid of garbage probably. All right, then we need what? Circuits. All right, advanced builder coming at you. How's food doing? Much better. Okay, that should keep that topped off for a bit. Can I actually get a worker here? Probably not. Oh, I can. Nettie, sure. Actually, no. Put that person. Xylia. Don't even know if that was the right name, but sure. Okay, don't need workers for anything else. Could have put a worker on this. How's ammo doing? Still got a bunch in my hand. All right, advanced builder. Let's see how big this guy is. Oh, just a little bit wider. All right, let's move this. Let's actually just move all this one over. That should work fine. So let's see. Manual maker. Where'd that go? Manual maker. There it is. Then builder. And advanced builder. Alright, what can you build? Advanced excavator, material scanner E. What? Alright, advanced excavator, we need 2 of these. 2 excavators, 2 axles, 2 valves. Or 3 valves, 3 axles. Okay. Can I make that in here? I can. I think I have excavators already. I have 1. So, another excavator. So let's check in on health. Okay, it's still going up. Slowly going up. But it's getting there. Alright, then 6 valves we'll need. No, just let me do the amount I want. There's the 3 valves. Now we should be getting 3 more. And then we need 6 axles. No, dang it. I just want... There we go. Like, let me build 6. Don't go 5 and then 10 and then 15 and then 20. There we go. Oh, now we need a worker. There's no one in range. Of course. Alright, let's dismantle that. Let's go over here. Let's go by the shelter. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Pop that in, that in, that in. Let's connect it with power. And let's put a random person in there. Required worker level 6? What? I need a crafter. Okay, so I can't even do the advanced excavator yet. I need an advanced builder. Which means I need to automate. Well, I guess I need more people working on this type of stuff, the component makers, right? So I do need someone on this. Why can't I select anyone for this? It's because they're working? Alright, who lives here? Alright, do you have any crafting? You do not. Crafting, crafting, crafting. None of you have crafting. Alright, so I could take off any of you. Sure, you're taking off and you are going here. Alright, so their crafting's gonna slowly go up. It's gonna take quite a bit, but it'll get there. So I guess at that point, we're just waiting for that level 6 crafter to come online. Let's pop part of the stack in here. No, part of it, not the whole thing. All right, see how this food's doing over here. Oh, empty. That's good. Probably because they have the workers. Emily's there. She's got a ton of skill. Oh, let's just get rid of this extra wire. Oh, what are we missing now? Bearings? I need my bearings. Give me those. 73. There we are. All right, 70% efficiency. Oh, the one thing. Well, I shouldn't say the one thing. Oh, something I don't like about this is the worker distance. That just seems like a dumb arbitrary restraint to have. That everything has to be within a certain tile range of these shelters. Like, come on. If you could walk here, you could walk right here and work in this building, but apparently not. And it's like, oh, this person can work here, but then this person can only work here. It's like, what? Really? That needs to be a thing? And then you combine that with, like I said, like the thing of, I can't just have food being made and do one long line like this. Because the same thing is happening here, where this claw, since it comes into contact with this storage first, it's constantly taken from this storage, which is making this storage get backed up with extra blueprints. Same thing would happen in the reverse order if I had a claw trying to deliver food into storage boxes. It's gonna deliver all the food into the first storage box in the line. It's not gonna know to like drop one here, then drop one here, then drop one here. It's gonna just drop them all in the first one. So the only way around that right now would be to get a separate food processor for each shelter. And at that point, it's like I'm not automating everything. I'm just setting up 20 individual systems over and over. Like, I wish there was more, or like a better sense of progression and automation in this, as opposed to, I feel like I'm building a lot of mini colonies. Like, okay, let's get a shelter with a separate food processor and a separate food delivery system and a separate waste management system. And then they have their separate little area that they work in because they can only work in a certain area. And then I have to do that all again for the next shelter and the next shelter. Like, there's no way I can just make one giant food delivery system in this. I really wish there's a way to do this in this game. And maybe there is, but it seems like it might be gated. And even then, some of this stuff isn't even done yet. Like, there's a med bay, but I don't see anything in here about... Like, maybe it's the transporter? Filtered storage, large storage. So filtered storage would help in terms of having claws take whatever they can out of one storage, but then you have another storage, say it's only there for copper wire, the next storage is only there for bearings, but that still doesn't help in terms of doing like equal distribution for things like food or even things like iron. To get like one excavator that has 516 iron available, I would like a claw or like 3 claws on this, delivering to 3 separate smelters that then deliver to 3 separate component makers. But again, you can't do that because the claws are just gonna sit there and deliver to the very first thing in the line. So unless the logistics somehow fixes that, I don't see that changing the way that the game is being played altogether. And I don't know if I like that. What's our food doing? 27. That's it. Oh, guess we throw it in here, right? I always clicked the wrong button. How's the food there? It's okay. How's our worker doing? What's your level at? Who's even working there? I thought it was... Did they die? No, they didn't die. It was some weird name. Why can't I see everyone? Unsheltered. Dead. It's not a dead person. They had a weird name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't even see the whole list. Oh, it just scrolls super slow. What? So, crafting. Who's working on this? Machine skill, crafting. Oh, did I somehow unselect iron from this? I guess I did. Somehow I didn't, maybe I hit change recipe on accident. Totally my bad. All right, so he's still a level 1 crafter, I think. Although, why is he under smelting? I don't know, crafting's at level 2. Although that would take a while to get to level, what is it, level 6 to be able to work the advanced builder? All right, how's our research? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? 52. Ah, we need 100. And then we need 50 of C2. What does C2 take? Ugh. What is this? Transmission boxes and circuits? Ugh. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Because then what's a transmission box? 2 bearings and copper, which I guess isn't too bad. But again, you run into the same issue where I can't just have one central location doing all the mining, divvying it up equally into crafting stations that then makes the components. I need like 1 excavator per 1 smelter per 1 basic component maker. And just because of the way the rail system is set up, space is not something that's on my side. Like if I were to set up 3 smelters here for these 3 different ore deposits, you have smelter here, say smelter here, smelter where this is, smelter there, all of this area would be taken up by rails. So then if I wanted component makers, I'd have to build rails that go like up all the way around. And now all of a sudden this entire area is just rails for like 3 smelting for iron and component makers. And now because all that's taken up by rails, I can't deliver anything to the right without digging massively down. And then obviously that just gets compounded worse when you take into the fact copper and food processing and food delivery and the machines themselves. Like something about the way the game is designed with the rail system, it just doesn't flow right. I guess that's the thing with like oxygen not included. I know I keep bringing that game up with this, is because you have like the individual workers, they can all run through each other and bypass each other. It's not, they're, you know, they don't have collision with each other in the way that these rail systems do. So they can all just kind of go and work on whatever machine they need to be worked on. And they can all go and dig and craft and do things like that as needed. It doesn't matter if they overlap or have to jump up to the same ledge together or climb the same ladders together. They just do what they can, regardless of spacing issues. The only spacing you have to worry about there is the actual buildings themselves. But in this, the rails themselves, you can kind of think of as like the workers and oxygen not included, except for they can't overlap at all, which I think is a huge hindrance in this game. Which is why I was so upset in like episode 4, or maybe it was episode 5, when we first got our survivors, and then you don't actually see survivors. They're just like these invisible numbers that you add, and it adds like 10% efficiency or 20% efficiency based on their worker level. Oh, not the greatest, not the greatest. So, that being said, I think I'm gonna kind of just end this series here. I thought this game, when I started playing it, was probably gonna be a little more fleshed out. I think, like, I knew this game was in early access, but I just expected a little bit more than this. And part of, like I was explaining this whole episode, like some of these systems just aren't exactly how I would want to play a game. Like just the automation and the way you would automate isn't, I don't know. It's not exactly the type of automation I tend to think of in terms of, like, if you play my other series, I looked at my auto series, Autonauts, or even Little Big Workshop. The way you automate in those games and you have like little workers works a lot more smoothly and more organically than this, which everything is like space is the #1 resource in this, but because things can't overlap at all, it just like is a huge hindrance on this game. And then now it's like, okay, like I said it before, it's like to get food automatically going in this, I can't have just one rail system deliver food to all of these because the rail system's only gonna deliver to the first thing it hits in the line. And that's only gonna change is if this first storage box gets full up with 300 food. And then it will finally work on the second one and then finally work on the third one. So then at that point, it's like, okay, well, my only solution is to build a separate food processor for each shelter. And then a separate rail system for each shelter. And then a separate waste management system for each shelter. And then because each shelter, the workers can only work so far from their shelter, well, now I need a separate zone for each shelter to have their workers go work at. And then you can't move the workers, so I can't have like this shelter be all the cooks, this shelter be all the researchers, and then move all the researchers over here. Like, you can't do things like that. So it's like a lot of the systems are kind of working against each other in this game. And I think it's at a point where I can already tell I'm not having the greatest time in it. It was definitely fun to look at this game, but I definitely think this game needs a bit more polish and a bit more stuff. Just like the systems just need a lot more to work on. The research, I feel like some of this, maybe logistics is something that needs to be unlocked earlier. Like this filter storage, I feel like would probably help. If it is what I think it would be just by the name, I feel like that should be something that should just be there from the get-go. Or maybe that should be like, instead of improved mining, filtered storage should be #1. Because when you get into things like filtered storage and better logistics, then you can get things automating. And then from there, you can typically get things like better skill trees and things unlocked a lot smoother. But if you're gating the whole logistics portion of it to like hours and hours in, it kind of makes it boring, like the start of the game a lot more boring. And it's not something I want to just like hammer through right now. So I think we're gonna call this series here. It was a good 9 episodes, good little 3 weeks with this game. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it needs some work. I'll probably revisit it at some point if it gets into a better state. But I think a lot of the systems, in my opinion, need to be reworked before I would take a look at this again. So I guess after this episode, we will take a look at a different game coming up. I'm not too sure what it is. I didn't expect this game to kind of abruptly end like this. But over these last couple episodes, I could just feel that this game was becoming more of a chore and not something where I'm just organically having fun in like I am with Autonauts. Love that game. I'm like 90 episodes in right now. Absolutely love it. It's probably going to go to like 150 episodes at this rate. But yeah, I cannot see that's happening with this game at all. So we're going to end the series here. And starting next week, we will have a different series. I'm not sure what it is going to be. I still have a couple little games like Atomic Chef and things like that I want to take a look at. So maybe I'll do something like that. And that will probably just be a shorter like this, but to completion, like a 2 or 3 week run series. But I'll have to see. So I guess until then, take it easy, everyone. See you on the next series.